everybody. Welcome to Walking with J.Beau, an almost daily walking vlog. Today I am wearing the head mount only and not the selfie, because it's pretty windy today. Actually, it's very windy today. You're gonna hear a lot of wind noise. First of all, I want to say to everybody, Happy Easter today. It is Easter Sunday. Sunday following Good Friday. Now the difference today is we have temperatures. Today's temperature right now is about 50, 52. It's a little cooler, but it doesn't feel cold with the wind. So that's a marked change from a month ago. So we'll walk in the wind today, even though it's not my favorite thing. As you can see that tarp there dancing around. So anyway, as I was saying, Happy Easter to my fellow Christian viewers. God bless you and your family. And understand how important today is. As we listen to the howling wind. Ooh, very windy. Hang on to your hats, folks. We're gonna walk anyway, damn it. I didn't get to walk yesterday. Although it would have been really nice. Big change from today compared to yesterday. Yesterday was nice and calm. Temperature was 74 degrees. It was nice. But the problem I had is I had a full day yesterday. I also had 2 hours of sleep. And we went to the range, had a great time shooting. Spent quite a few hours there. So we had a really good time yesterday shooting. I did upload a new video of me shooting 2 of my old and timey Western irons. Both in 38 special. One was an 1872 open top. Which was the only Colt production model, factory production model, before they came out with the infamous 1873 single action Army Colt. And that was for legal reasons, because they didn't have access to the patents for cartridges being fired in cylinders. That was owned by another company. So what they did was they came out with the 1873 Western revolver we're all familiar with today. With the top strap that goes over on the receiver, having the cylinder enclosed completely inside the receiver, unlike previous designs. And the rest is history. As they say. So basically the 1872 open top, as it's called, was the year before 1873, obviously. And prior to that, they had black powder revolvers that were converted to cartridges by people. And Colt, because they didn't have access to the patents to put out a cartridge cylinder, kept on with their black powder, knowing people would convert them, because people really did like the Colts. But that design was about to go outdated and obsolete, because it was 1872 and they had been using this, basically the same pistol design since 1851 for 20 years. The Civil War pretty much ensured the Navy Colt for quite a while, until the 1858 Remington Army revolver, which was also black powder. So this was right in a period when they were converting over to cartridges. And so that's what I shot yesterday. One is a cartridge conversion, and the other one was a Colt production model from 1872. So the cartridge conversion one is an 1851 Navy Colt conversion to 38 special cartridges. Always a lot of fun to shoot. So we had some pretty serious wind today already. Overnight last night it was absolutely howling. Definitely a time of year in Maine to be very careful with fire, obviously. So it's nice to have Easter in April this year, where it belongs. As we see the mosquito pit in the background getting ready to produce its bloodsuckers. So right now, sides of the road and stuff still look dirty and cluttered from winter. That will clean up as we go on. Looks to me like some people from the city have already gone through here picking up some trash. Off the side of the road. And again, I'm sorry about the wind noise, but that's what comes with walking. You get different weather. Today I'm wearing some MAHA hiking boots. You can look those up if you want. Very comfortable, highly recommended. They're as comfy as a pair of sneakers. So anyway, happy Easter, everybody. Jesus has risen. As said in Matthew. Very grateful to the Lord for dying for my sins. A great sacrifice. I proudly, very proudly, wear the Christian moniker, and I understand a lot that I did not understand many years ago. As we have the chickens are out in their coop, got a school over there. So what you do is you ask the Lord for forgiveness for your sins, and you will be forgiven. Accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior into your heart, because ultimately your soul belongs to God, and that's it. So be it. So anyway, happy Easter today. Amen. So now we're going to finish this walk. You know, today would be one of those days with all this wind that if it was cold, I would not be walking today. I've stated it on my vlog, my walking vlog, many times. I do not like walking in wind. So, because it's so windy today, I'm not going to fight with a selfie stick either. So, I hope you don't mind not seeing my face on this walk. You may actually appreciate that fact. I am, however, wearing jeans today that I bought 10 years ago. And they used to be tight, and then I got too fat to fit in them. And today I'm wearing them and they fit super perfecto. I'm pretty happy about that. So, very happy about that. And it's good to feel good, and it's even better to feel good about how you look, if you look good. And if you don't look good, it's not too late to do something about it. Get out there and walk, get some exercise, change your diet. I know everybody loves to buy 2 liters of soda and suck on that all day, but that's one of the most contributing factors to obesity in this country, is soda. Diet soda is good. Some people will argue aspartame and artificial sweeteners are not good for you, but I've not seen any evidence of that. It's been many decades since they started using it. They even used to have a warning label, and they still do, on saccharin products. Haven't seen any correlation between that. I know the lab testing they did, it was absolutely incredibly huge doses given to lab animals, and some of them developed cancer. So it wasn't like a widespread carcinogenic event, but they ended up with a label on it anyway. And the other thing too is a lot of the FDA has been corrupt. So there's probably a lot of things that they say are safe that are not, and a lot of things that are safe were not encouraged to be used, because it has been blatantly apparent that it has been a grease our palms in the government with some money from a big corporation, and through lobby, the legal attorneys that lobby DC for things, that's who gets priority. And that's why the Democrats are fighting right now to stop President Trump's administration, because they want to keep their status quo, which is basically they want to keep their corruption. Trump signed an executive order this week designating that government agencies have to move their offices outside of DC. And the reason why that's important is because of that corruption. Washington, D.C. is about 90% liberal leftist. They vote that way and they govern that way. And a lot of these bureaucrats in these agencies feel empowered to do whatever the hell they want, and they weren't elected, which is what has led to all these problems, all of the problems we have. So the other bad news for Democrats is they keep harping on Trump's approval numbers. Let me tell you something. Trump's approval numbers are the best he's had yet. And I'm not going to go by NBC. I'm not going to go by Ipsos. All of the same people that got every election wrong for the last 15 years. I have no idea why people still listen to them. So Rasmussen is one that's reliable, and there's a couple of other ones too that got it right during the election. And so it's very important to find those. And coincidentally, the ones I'm talking about have Trump above water on Real Clear Politics, where they list everybody's poll averages and then they come up with an average. So polls that were out a week and a half, 2 weeks ago on Trump with tariffs he was getting lower marks for the economy because people were worried and scared about it. Now that's starting to settle down because the initial fear-mongering by the media. And really, I got to tell you guys, find alternative sources of media. Turn off your network television media, and that includes Fox News. It's all garbage. It's all narrative driven, one way or the other. Now you can do like I do. I don't sit there and religiously watch one network. Everybody has a smart TV. Smart TVs have Newsmax. They have Script News, CNN headlines. They have Reuters, The Hill, USA Today. So you can kind of like skip through. They repeat the same highlights all day, I guess is what I'm saying. Instead of putting panels together with the propaganda. You know, CNN with their panels. Our panel this evening, that is so friggin' 1980s, 1990s. And it's always biased. It's always propaganda. Everything they say has a sharp edge against Trump with how they say it, the tone, the words used. It's so blatantly obvious they're just shilling for Democrats that I can't tolerate it. Even with Scott Jennings on there, the Republican that is sane, I get more enjoyment from his social media posts and clips that he posts rather than watching CNN, because I can't watch CNN. I do devote about maybe 20 minutes to a half hour a day, divided up among a quick check-in on CNN, Reuters, on the smart TV, see what the news narratives are. I also get CBS New York and CBS Los Angeles. So I check those out for a few minutes, shake my head at the things they're talking about and move on, because I can see the propaganda. Because I get a lot of information from other sources. I read a lot of articles. Independent media is really good. Some of them are really conservative, some are independent, so mix it up and, you know, subscribe from different sources. You know, I like Gateway Pundit, but every article that they post has propaganda wordage in it. The dirty Democrats did this today. You know, that sounds social media like, you know, and I don't like that. I just want news. I don't want somebody's spin on it. So anyway, that's what I'm talking about today on this Easter walk. It's a nice day today. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of this wind, but it's also not the kind of wind where you wish you weren't walking. It's very tolerable. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt with a t-shirt over it, and I'm wearing a hoodie. Normally that would not be warm enough. Today I'm starting to sweat. We got a whole bunch of kids over there for Easter. They get their buckets. They're doing an Easter egg hunt. How cool is that? They're doing an Easter egg hunt. And that's one of the things I like about walking. And get out of the house and see what's going on in the hood. Whew, you hear that wind? We're going to get hit by a big breeze. You can usually hear it in the trees first. There it comes. Wind. Almost tall enough to see over the fence. Boy, these boots are really comfy. Oh, listen to that wind. Seen that dog out here for a long time. Hope nothing happened to it. It didn't look like it was a happy dog. It's probably just indoors. I tell you, that sunshine on my face certainly feels nice. actually warm enough now, you feel the heat from it. You got a good enough angle. We just hit 2 miles. I'm gonna go down this a ways. Well, so far I've got my walking stamina where I want it, so I'm happy about that. Over here, that's all duct taped. Lincoln. They obviously like to do a lot of crazy things in their car, and they fix it with duct tape. As the old saying goes, if you can't fix it, duck it. Well, I guess this is a typical Easter, except for the wind, which looks like it blew the bird box off this house. It blew in the bird box. So I'm just going to enjoy my day. Had a good night's sleep last night. Really enjoyed shooting yesterday. It was a lot of fun. I got to shoot a 1907 Remington Model 8, chambered in .30 Remington, which is a 30-30 cartridge, albeit slightly different, because the Model 8 is an auto-loading rifle, semi-automatic. The first semi-automatic rifle invented. You can actually see one in action in that movie, The Highwaymen. About the legal team that was hunting down Dillinger. So movie. And what was interesting about it is in that movie, one of the firearms that was used to shoot up that car, besides the 1927 A1 Tommy gun, was the Browning Model 8 by Remington. Browning designed. John Browning, genius firearms developer, revolutionized most firearms that are designs are still being used today. Think about that. 100 years later. Plus. The old firearms designs, including ammunition. Hey, little squirrel. Hi. Little squirrel hopping around there. A lot of ammunition designs still around today as well. 45 ACP, 9mm, 38 Special, 357 Magnum, 44 Magnum, 44 Special, 22 LR, 22 shorts, 22 longs. When you get something right, it'll be time tested. 30-30 Winchester, still around. The Browning design for the Model 8 was different because the bolt was attached to the barrel. The entire barrel of the gun was in a sleeve and reciprocated with every shot. So functions well. Great rifles. It just they weren't very practical as far as maintenance. Not an easy one to work on yourself. So there was a lot of issues like that. Hello. Hi, doggy. That's a good dog. So my older brother, the one I shot, belongs to him, and he said he's got a special tool that he bought to assist in disassembly of the barrel because it's very difficult. A lot of times people end up stripping the parts because they don't have a tool made for that. So he researched some doctor who makes his own medical devices, his own equipment. He's got a machine shop. He machines really nice quality, you know, medical quality alloy steels. And the guy made a tool specifically for that rifle. And my older brother bought one, and it works wonderfully. So sometimes you got to go out of your way to look for something you need. But there's always some solution out there for your issue you're having, because somebody else had it and they thought of it and they came up with a solution. So lately I've been getting people to show up on my channel that are argumentative, and I really don't like that, and I really don't put up with it. It's my channel, it's not a public forum. Your right to free speech does not apply to my stuff. Just getting that out there. And I'm talking specifically about a couple of videos I have on 1911s. There's always some 1911 expert that has to come along and spew his internet learned wisdom. Probably owns 2 1911s, maybe shoots them 6 times in 20 years, and he's an expert. So can usually sniff out those replies. You know, social media, it seems like people just like to contradict and argue what you said, rather than saying, wow, that's a nice pistol, I was thinking about getting one of those, what do you think about how this is and that, you know, because I heard this or that. That's a fine, acceptable answer. But when you come by and just reply like, oh, that's a piece of junk, have no idea why people buy these things, blah blah blah, and look at this guy in the video, look what he's doing, you know, comments like that, you get blocked. YouTube has removed the block feature because of ad revenue, you know, I get that, but you can hide people from your channel so they can't see your stuff. So it's basically muting them is what it is. I don't know if they expect dialogue back and forth and internet fighting, you know. I don't do Facebook. That's one of the things I don't like about Facebook. You post something and somebody posts a laughing emoticon like it's supposed to mean something, or have no idea what they're doing. It's childish and stupid. And plenty of people have come by and stated that I got something wrong, but they did it properly, respectfully. You know what I mean? There's a difference. There's a way to say something, and there's a way not to. I'm just not going to deal with these people. And almost every video I've ever uploaded, I always go out of my way to say I'm not a firearms expert, I'm just somebody that enjoys them like you do. I'm not trying to sound like a know-it-all. I think every firearm video I've uploaded has that. In fact, that guitar playing video that I just uploaded, I clearly stayed in it. I'm not God's gift to guitar playing, not by any stretch of the imagination. Just something I like to do. So I think people need to humble themselves and stop with this arrogant, vitriolic, back and forth, name calling, insults, laughing at people's profile pictures. That's the other one that cracks me up. They always got to try to find something personal to attack you with, because personal attacks hurt more. You know, and as soon as somebody does that, they're not worth knowing. That says a lot about them. So and I know I'm not wrong on that. Ooh, looks like I caught a pocket of not much wind. Temporarily, I'm sure. I can still hear it whipping around in the background. The other benefit today is from the wind. It's blowing trash around, which today, as you can see, I found another chute cycling jug. Windshield washer fluid jugs are excellent for shooting. Three miles. Just hit 3 miles. Got about 3 left to go. A little less than. No, about 3. About 3. Oh, here comes a big breeze. See how much these pine trees move? It's amazing to me how much they sway without falling. But I can tell you in Maine, that's one of the trees that falls the most. It's pine trees. Oh, I got an update I got to share with you guys. Can't even believe I didn't think of talking about this at the beginning. Well, if you're still watching this far in, well, you're in for a treat. So, I found that bag of remains, a trash bag out in the woods, that clearly had a spine in it, and other stuff, which I didn't bother to look because I didn't want to disturb it, for one thing, and frankly, I did not want to see. So, yesterday, after we got back from shooting, I had talked about it with my family when we went shooting, and they suggested, well, you know, just call the police, let them check it out. If it's nothing, well, great, no harm, no foul. And if it's something, well, you know, then it's something. Something meaning a dead body or something, a human. I'm no expert in bones. The spine is a good 3 feet long. I had originally assumed it was a pig spine, but a pig spine is very different on one end of it. So this wasn't that. Turns out it was a deer spine from a large deer. So it was a bigger than normal deer, but it was a deer. Somebody illegally poached a deer, probably because it was a big deer, and they dumped the remains there after they took the meat illegally. So it was a crime. Police officer, I went and met them to show them where it was, because I had sent photographs, and I sent a Google Maps location with a pin dropped, and he still couldn't find it, even though it was right in plain view on the side of the hill. I mean, everything's brown and there's a black trash bag with a spine sticking out of it. So Anyway, while I was on my way there, he called me on my phone and said, I found it, and hopefully you didn't get too far. I said, well, I'm almost there. He said, okay, well, come on over. And so I stopped by and I talked with the officer there. And so we see some Easter eggs on the bush and a bunny. With Easter stuff up in the tree. And so I had a discussion with him, and a white van pulled up. Kind of a, not really like a regular van you would think, but more like, almost like a cube van, but it wasn't a cube van. Can't really describe it. Anyway, some forensic guy got out. And he went down the hill and was checking it out and came back up and said it's a deer. Said it's not human, and explained the differences in between the vertebra. Well, okay, well, cool. I said, that makes me very happy. I'm absolutely thrilled. It was nothing, and you guys came out here for nothing. The officer goes, well, we didn't come out here for nothing because there has been deer poaching going on, and we've had calls, so this is another one that we didn't know about. So that was all information. He said that was good. So anyway, there's my story on the dead body I found, which turned out to be a deer, an illegally poached deer. Aren't you thrilled you walked with me? Get to hear cool stories like that. Anyway, so the other thing coming up is inspection sticker for the car. One of those annoyances every year that I wish they would get rid of. Do it at least every 5 years. That would be acceptable. Because as it is right now, it is currently right now, it's like, I think it's a $75 fine, something like that, if you get pulled over and they notice your sticker is expired. Usually what they'll do is you won't even get a summons for it. They'll give you a warning saying you got 30 days to get it stickered. So if you ignore that and you get pulled over again, which, by the way, they're not going to pull you over for an expired sticker. They get better things to do than worry about that. They usually pull you over for speeding and then notice your sticker is expired. See how that works? But after the warning they give you, if you don't fix it, to get a sticker, then it's $178 to $200 fine. And you have to go to in front of a judge and give your reasoning for not having a sticker. And a lot of people end up just saying, Your Honor, quite honestly, I didn't have the money for it. The repair I need is $1,200. I don't have it, and I need the car to go to work with. So a lot of times they'll just give you a fine and tell you to get it fixed. So, and the reason why that's important is, from a poor person's point of view, I understand the logic. The mechanic says I need to spend $1,600 so I can get a sticker, inspection sticker. If I don't spend $1,600, I may get pulled over or I may not. I've seen many vehicles in the Walmart parking lot with no stickers on them. Rear quarters of the vehicles completely rusted out, which is an automatic fail. And people just ignore it. So many people ignore it that the only time you get caught for it is if you're pulled over for something else, which can happen. So, and it doesn't take much for a police officer to pull you over if they want to check you out. But they have to have something. I got pulled over for a loud exhaust one night. That was not a loud exhaust, but he said it was, just so he could pull me over. What it was is I had a cylinder that was misfiring because I needed a new coil pack, which I had on the seat in the vehicle. Hadn't had a chance to put it in yet. But he used it as an excuse to pull me over. Checked my inspection sticker, my registration. Said, fine, everything's great, have a nice day. So I was guilty of being out at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Friday night. So they were looking for a drunk, is what he was looking for. So those are the ones they care about, that stuff. So the point being, you can get caught that way. But the state of Maine has proposed a new inspection sticker system. The inspection sticker would be electronic. I don't fully understand how that would work yet. I haven't researched it. Looks like they're doing a repaving job over here. So I don't know what an electronic inspection system is. I want to say sticker system, but I don't think they're going to use the stickers anymore. I'm waiting to see what that's all about. So anyway, if somebody's got $1,600 worth of repairs, which would be brakes or something like that, and your brakes still work, if you get pulled over for not having a sticker, you'll get a warning. Then you'll get a summons if you get pulled over again, and ultimately spend $178 to $200. Or you could spend $1,600 for a repair to get your sticker. What are you more likely to do if you don't have much money? And that's really the problem. Safety concerns aside, you know, I get it. I know why they do inspections. They want vehicles to be safe so your brakes don't give out and your family doesn't die. I understand that. But we're living in the real world. Some people just cannot afford to comply with that. So they should compromise and do some kind of inspection every 5 years. The Democrats have wanted to do emissions testing. Costs a lot of money to set that up, costs a lot of money to maintain it, and ultimately cars today burn so clean that it's not really necessary. So I'm serious too. And, you know, everybody my age remembers being a kid and being in traffic behind cars from the 70s. And I'm really surprised nobody choked to death, literally. Today it almost feels like you could put your mouth on the exhaust pipe and take a deep breath and you'd be okay. Obviously that's not the case. I'm being facetious, but the point is the emissions are where they are right now, that it's heavily regulated. So So anyway, people make choices, and I'm not going to hold it against anybody if they don't have the money to get it fixed. I just don't think that's right. I'm glad I found a pew-pew jug. It makes me happy. Also has a handle so I can carry it. Ooh, I got a pretty good sweat going. Also ordered a couple new mini SD cards. I don't know how good they are. Find out when I get them. I got a 512 gigabyte and I got a 1 terabyte. Up there doing laps on that track, walking. I never had much interest in walking around in circles. Ambulance turning up there towards the college. Just reached 3.5 miles. Definitely a nice day today, regardless of the wind. And I looked at the forecast coming up. Every day is going to be about 60 degrees. So it's going to be lovely. Funny when people look at me like, why do you have a camera on your head? Because I can. That's why. Mind your beeswax. So today I am pretty happy with being healthy, and things can always be worse. Pretty good walk today. And again, I apologize for the wind noise. I have wind canceling on maximum, but it can only do so much. We'll survive. Be coming up on four miles shortly. Oh, there we go. I'll go across the street and get my nails done. Maybe some nice pretty purple nails with some kind of foil stuff on them. That'd be funny. That would be hilarious. Make people ask questions. That's what I always say. Excuse me. Grant's Bakery. Still do the Saturday bean special. Franco-American tradition. Get some baked beans, basically. Get a chunk of pork in them, pork fat. So these guys over here never got their Easter decorations set up. Looks to me like they're losing steam with keeping up with everything. It's a lot of work, and like today it's very windy. It's impossible to have inflatables. They do that year round, and they might be losing steam. Still working on the church. It's getting a facelift. We'll see what that looks like when it's done. There's people going to Easter Sunday Mass. Had to change out the battery, which I did. Hannaford's is closed. It's Easter. Now he's pulling back out. That's the guy that just cut me in front of me. It's Easter today. It's closed. Which reminds me, I hope I don't run out of any milk. I do have non-dairy creamer. That's a big flag. It's ginormous. Five miles. A lady in my ear said we hit 5 miles. Cumberland Farms gas station variety is open on Easter. If I need milk bad enough, I'll go overpay it over there. Gas is $3.02. It's gone down 13 cents. $3.02 and 9 cents right there. Once in a while you get a piece of dust and debris blows in your eyeball like I'm experiencing now. There we go. My eye watered up and cleaned it. Heading to the weed store. The weed store is open. Get your weed here. Get your weed here. us a get the hell out of my way horn. So a lot of the Tesla vandalizing has substantially dropped. As people realize you're going to go to jail for a long time, people have been getting caught. That's the thing. If nobody was getting caught, there'd still be people doing it. Pretty convinced of that. And you know, this obsession right now that the Democrats have with this Gilmar and got deported to El Salvador. They're trying to use it as an immigration thing against Trump. They are so out of touch, I still can't even believe it. And in Maine, the Democrats are doubling down again on the trans girls and boys, trans girls, which are boys, in girl sports. And they try to say, well, sometimes you get big girls that play basketball, 6'2", female. Yeah, they're trying to okay their stupidity, trying to explain it with logic. It's more dangerous, if you want to be technical about it. You know, there's XX and XY chromosomes and variations of each one, but there's male and female. That's it. That's biology. There's nothing you can do about it. And selling this lie to young people is an outrageous injustice, not only to the person that transitioned, because they're being sold something that's false, because they don't like who they are as a male. And again, somebody can do what they want. They become an adult. But leave the damn kids alone, period. I got zero tolerance of it, zero. They're doing is evil. And evil is gonna lose because people inherently know it's wrong, and the Democrats are on the wrong side of it here in Maine, and they're gonna lose. City of Lewiston just said they were gonna change their policy for that. To coincide with President Trump's executive order, because we can't afford to lose the money. So I get a feeling Janet Mills' way out of this is to keep her lawsuit with the state, against the federal government, and they're going to fight it in court, try to drag it out, and hope they can get through the Trump term until a Democrat gets in there. So Republicans need to pass legislation for that, which the Democrats are going to filibuster in the Senate. So Republicans just need to keep doing the right thing and we'll be fine. It's a matter of time. It's an empire for the Democrats that's crumbling. You know, look at their top. I'm going to take this off since I'm at the end of the walk. Hi everybody. We'll do the last part as a selfie spot where I just hold the camera. I mean, look at everything the Democrats are defending right now. They're defending criminals, literally. A guy that assassinated a CEO of an insurance company. Whether you like insurance companies, I think the guy's a sleazebag or not, it's murder. And so they're donating money, and then we get this black kid that stabbed a white kid at a sporting event, killed him, and he's being like some kind of hero because he killed the white guy, you know. He raised almost $500,000. I mean, how crazy is that? So the Democrats are defending criminals, murderers, rapists, gang members, illegal immigrants. The American public has already spoken on this issue, so I really have no idea why they're doubling down on it. Other than they're super donors, that's what they want. And the money talks, and Democrats will do what they're told. That's what it looks like to me. So anyway, God bless you on this Easter. God bless you and your family. Say a prayer for President Trump and the country. Stay safe, everybody, and we'll see you on the next walk. Thank you very much for walking with me. And we got another pew-pew jug. Talk to you soon, friends. Bye-bye.